Hey guys, what's going on? It's Turin here with another Warhammer Total War live commentary of a multiplayer game here. So, this game is going to be featuring the green skins, piloted by myself, versus the Empire. So, just a quick overview of the army composition. I have a row here of Biggins. It's usually my standard build with Orcs. I have a front row of Orc Biggins here. Then behind them, I also have 3 groups of Black Orcs. Behind them, I got Night Goblin Archers. I was just trying to experiment with them to see if the poison would be viable for focusing down pertinent units like Great Swords, Demogryph Knights, all that type of stuff. So, giving them a whirl. I got the Orc Arrow Boys back here, and then I got Orc Boar Biggins over here, and then up on the hill here, I have some Doom Diver Catapults. I've actually become a big fan of these. I really like that they're guided. Seem to get a little more bang for your buck. They usually rack up a few kills for me, so definitely like that. On the back side over here, I actually decided to just have a little fun this game and get some Night Goblin Fanatics, so we'll see how that plays out this game. Anyways, we're going against Empire. He's got Karl Franz. I believe he has a Light Wizard here, as well as an Empire Captain, so he's got a lot of air business going on. Then, of course, he's got Halberds, he's got some great swords, and of course, what Empire army isn't complete without Demogryph Knights. So, let's begin. So I start by moving up, get the Doom Divers shooting in on his great swords. Definitely cost effective here. Yeah, gets in there and does some pretty solid damage. So that'll start raining off. I think he's going for a general cheese here. He's just trying to target. But thankfully I did bring a lot of archers who are able to get in there and lay some business. I did kind of sense the inevitability of this showdown here, so I just kind of Spirit Leech his general. I'm like, alright, well, let's just go fisticuffs, see what happens. So I get in there, start fighting. I reposition my archers to hopefully just try and race him down and get his general down as well. Yeah, it's definitely tough. This is very common. You know, often I've been thinking about just getting Azhag, maybe putting him on a ground mount or something like this, because against Bretonnia and all these other factions, a lot of times he'll just roll with, you know, hordes of Pegasus Knights and all kinds of other stuff like that. So he comes around with the Demogryph Knights here, which definitely a threat, but I did have the Orc Boar Biggins back here expecting some sort of funny business. So I'm still running Azhag around and shooting at his general. I think I actually kite that guy for quite a while. So I bring my boars here. Definitely, I mean, he has the advantage here. Those guys are real tough. But they start going at it, and then I also bring my other boar boys over here and also turn my archers. So as far as the front line goes, I'm kind of just posting up here. You know, he has no range here, so just kind of trying to wrap up my business in the back over here. So I know if I can get these Demogryph Knights down, you know, I got the poison and I got the jump on them. You know, they didn't know I was back there, so it's definitely going well. Not the most cost effective, although he did shut down the Doom Diver, so he's got that going for him. He then lands his general in here, or not his general, but his Light Wizard as well as his Empire Captain, of course. Goblins being goblins, they'll scurry to the hills, but fear not, they'll be back. Still got the Arrow Boys over here, teeing off on the Demogryph Knights. Just a really big win if I can get those down. It'll take away his mobility and, you know, all that other fun stuff. So again, I started scurrying the Night Goblin Fanatics from the back. I'd actually forgotten about them, but they actually end up paying off pretty well here in a little bit, as you guys will see. So again, most of the focal point of this battle is going on back here. I am able to get my Orc Boar Biggins back here to do some work. And then also his Demogryph Knights are shaken, and I think they're steady over there, but my Orc Boar Biggins are in much better health than them, and I did at the expense of my Doom Divers, I suppose, so it is what it is. Like I said, the Goblins came back. They routed almost instantly, sign of the turn of the tide. Not much you can do there. He's just got this flying posse going around here, just laying a beat down here. You see, I'm pretty sure he just comes down and lays the beat down on these goblins. Does he? Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun. So yeah, again, these Demogryph Knights, he's just picking off the Doom Diver catapults. I wouldn't say it's the most cost-effective use of his time. Does allow my Orc Big Boar. It's always a hard one to say. Orc Boar Biggins, Orc Boy Biggins. Man, it's a tongue twister. But getting in there, doing a little bit of damage. But again, these Demogryph Knights are just so brutal, man. They're just getting in there and handling those orcs. So regardless, I'm still just kind of skirmishing with them back here, trying to win what battles I can. I decide again just to kind of have a stalemate here. just so I can, you know, focus my micro on what's going on back here, although, as can be inferred, it seems to be failing pretty badly. I bring back a group of Black Orcs just to kind of like hover over these archers, because I didn't want him to just fly his cavalry in free range. At this point, I'm kind of just, you know, throwing that back flank to the wind. I figure I've done enough damage to the Demogryph Knights, and I did get some decent damage on his commander, so I'm hoping, or his lord, excuse me. So I decided to just bring my archers up here, because he has no range, so I'm just like, alright, well, I'm just going to bring the archers up here and start teeing off on him. You know, again, he has no answer to that, really. So we're just going to see how that goes. So he's coming up here. Let's fast forward a little bit. It's going to be a little slow here. So yeah, he's bringing back his general. I think now he knows this is just the final showdown here. Using some fun magic on me there. But again, you know, he's having a little issue. I still have a very strong front line. I got almost a full unit of Black Orcs here, and you know, 2 other full groups, and then all my Orc Biggins here are just in perfect health. And you know, as far as the bar goes, I mean, he's, you know, quite a ways ahead. Granted, my overall count's higher, but yeah, he's still got all his lords and all that stuff. So now I just started taking pot shots at these guys. He's got no range, so you know, what I'm thinking is, hey man, I'm just gonna wait here and, you know, let him make the move. And I do have the Night Goblin Fanatics back here. Again, I just keep forgetting about these guys, but they actually do pretty well against these greatswords with the poison attack, and they fight for a little while. So hey, it's better than having those guys in the front line. So greatswords are back there, messing around with the goblins, you know, doing their thing. And this battle's about to go down here, so again, he's coming in here, but you know, I have a pretty strong infantry line. I'd say it's much stronger than his. So he gets in here. I believe I get a charge going here. Yeah, there we go. So we get a nice charge here. Of course, the Orc Biggins, just complete beasts, just getting in there. So again, his infantry line's probably going to collapse pretty quickly. He does have the benefit of, you know, having leadership and magic and all that, but I still have all these Black Orcs and my Orc Air Boys. I believe I just switched them around. Keep a group of Black Orcs back here to defend. But he's coming in here. Let me see if this is Karl Franz. Yes, it is Karl Franz. So he's taking a lot of arrow fire. I believe he actually comes in here. I think he was paying attention to something over here and didn't see that I had Black Orcs in the mix. So I send the Black Orcs after him and just, you know, again, keep the guys teeing off on him. And meanwhile, the front line's going pretty well. Again, the Black Orcs are going to fare pretty well against Halberds, even with the stand your ground bonus. And then the Biggins over here handling the Halberdiers. And back here, I got the Night Goblin Fanatics. But hey, they did a little bit of damage and pretty quick. I mean, they're just scurrying off, and these greatswords are not in the battle. And that's what he needs in the front line. I got some really powerful greenskin infantry, and you know, he's having some problems there. You know, and again, he made that mistake of sending Karl back here. And granted, he's doing pretty well. I mean, he's got the Light Wizard, but still, these Black Orcs, I mean, the longer they're in combat, their value's gonna add up. They're really slow, but if you come into their game, you know, it's gonna pay off, and you can see, you know, they're high damage, and they're really doing quite a bit of damage to Karl over here. So some of my Orc Air Boys rout, but I believe they come back and start teeing off on his guys. But I think he was trying to escape with Karl. He was trying to path him out, and he does get away here, which is fine. He's wavering, but again, front line's going pretty well. You can see that, you know, all his halberdiers and whatnot, and some greatswords mixed in there. I think they're doing okay, but again, they're starting to rout. You know, the Biggins are just a superior infantry unit, and you know, again, you're going to need greatswords or, you know, better to contend with at least Biggins, let alone Black Orcs. So he brings back Karl to get the leadership going, and this group of Black Orcs, I think I started to bring him back to get the Light Wizard. It's just a weird misclick there. But again, I keep them here in the front line to just keep fighting these halberdiers. But something that you can say is that they're really holding their own. They're standing a long time, but I guess that's largely due in part to the fact that he has an Empire captain. He has Karl Franz as well as his Light Wizard still. But these Biggins coming in the flank, and these great swords with the stand your ground leadership and the melee defense are going to do pretty well. And of course, our friends from before come back. But I think the Night Goblins are, yeah, they're scurrying their way back over. So again, he's got his Empire captain in here. He's not having a good time. He's broken. Hoping they can finish him here. I can't remember how this went down. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. All right. That's one step in the right direction. So again, the Black Orcs are getting in here, kind of starting to whittle away. You know, looking at this topically, you would look at the bar and you'd be like, oh yeah, the orc's definitely done. I mean, in terms of just pure value, but the troop count's actually really even. It's 269 to 259, and he's dropping pretty quick. And these units are not going to stand too well against these Black Orcs. Although they are shaken in the Blood Roar too from Karl Franz. He's just kind of trolling up there, and I've getting him down. So again, I'll fast forward through this a little bit. It's kind of a meat grinder here. So yeah, it just keeps going. And I believe I do have some troops over here, some big uns that I bring back into the fight. But fortunately, he does have this light wizard. But here we go. So the Black Orcs, they finished off that group over there. Then send him on the light wizard here. Hoping to get him down. He did pop his arcane conduit, so a little bit worrisome as he was going to get some more mana there to really tee off on me. So again, just keeping this attrition here. It's definitely a grindy battle, but he does decide to land Karl. Very well done. He just routes these units before they can even get back, which is very smart. But again, he still has all these Black Orcs to deal with, and his infantry line is crumbling. It's going down. Even with the leadership, those Black Orcs they're just so sturdy. So we keep going here. He does land that wizard, his light wizard, as well as Karl. I think this is kind of his last stand here, but you know, it's not going to work out. His guys are routing, and you know, even with that Empire general cheese, I was still able to hold out with those Black Orcs. I think they have a lot of resistances, and also I think they're immune to fear and psychology stuff. So definitely a tough unit to crack, even with my leader being dead. So as far as you know, the value here, you can see Azhag really really got punished. Night Goblins, I don't know if that would be a worthy investment. And to be honest, I might just put some more chevrons in some of my higher tier units. But again, they did get in there and distract that unit. So if anything, it's just this looming presence in the back that you have to deal with. And had he had some, you know, handgunners or crossbowmen, I think they could have been pretty good. But these biggins, man, those guys are just value. You know, for what, 750 or 700, they're just so cost effective. And of course, I can't say enough about Black Orcs. Probably one of my favorite units in the game. Arrow Boys, again, I guess they did quite a bit of hero damage to him early when he came in after Azhag, and you know, so they paid their dues there. But yeah, I don't know. I'm on the fence. I often wonder if I should just get the Fanatics for the poison debuff. But hey, if you guys have any feedback on that, go ahead and leave something in the comments. These Night Goblin Archers didn't do much. But again, these Orc Boar Biggins, they did a pretty good job against those Demogryph Knights in the beginning. You know, despite Demogryph Knights being a far superior unit, they did pretty good in conjunction with, I believe there was some Biggins or Black Orcs with them, but they paid their dues for sure. Doom Diver Catapults did pretty good. I'm always a big fan of those. The guided projectiles are pretty good at sniping down generals as well. So thanks again for watching. Good game here. To Colin Drag Free. I shouldn't even try. But thanks again, guys. I hope you're all doing well, and we'll see you next time.